I'm not entirely sure what the consensus on this movie is. I don't really know what the consensus is on any of the X-Men films, because I've just never really watched them. I've never thought of them as anything important for me to watch because I never felt like they were connected. But this is my first time watching this one, and honestly, I gotta say, I don't hate it. Like, I don't love it. I don't think it's spectacular, but my friend was like, yeah, it's all right. And I came down after I watched it. I was like, yeah, it was all right. So today we're talking about X-Men, The Last Stand. X-Men The Last Stand was released in 2006. It was written by Zach Penn and Simon Kinberg and directed by Brett Ratner. No spoilers, but the general idea is it takes place pretty much, I think it's like 6 months after the events of X2, which X2 was perfect, and I was really happy to watch that one. And essentially what happens is everyone's sad because What's-Her-Face is dead. I think it's Jean Grey or whatever her name is, and she's dead, and everyone's like, we're sad. But they're trying to get over it, but then there's rumors that she might be still alive. And it turns out she is the Phoenix now, who is this really bad, dark version of her character. Which I'm assuming that has to do with Dark Phoenix, but I don't really know. But that's kind of a side plot to what I consider to be the main plot, which is they have found a cure for the X gene in mutants, so they are thinking about distributing that. And there's this whole political debate pretty much the entire movie. And I will say that my general thoughts on this was, pick one. Like, why did we decide to do both in the same movie? I'll never understand it. Because the movie is, it's pretty good length, I'd say. The length is pretty good. It's like an hour 45 or something like that. It's pretty good. But, it felt congested. It felt like every moment had to be squeezed with dialogue. There wasn't enough space, which I've never said I think about a movie. Because normally I like my movies to be pretty fast-paced. This movie is fast-paced, but it's just throwing stuff at you. And there's some deep stuff that I wanted to actually, connect with. There's a lot of connective tissue that felt severed in the middle of this movie. Particularly the whole government thing about should mutants be cured or not. That was a big part of this film, and I liked that. It kind of reminded me of Civil War, but I will say that this is more interesting to me than Civil War, because this is something that could really happen. I mean, sort of. It's like, what if somebody was like, hey, and this is going to sound racist, because it is a little racist, they're like, hey, what if we cured the blacks? And then the black people would be like, well, there's nothing wrong with us, because there isn't, right? We all agree that there's nothing wrong with being black. But some people who are racist would be like, but there is, right? And that's kind of how this mutant thing is playing along. And I was really involved in that. I was really interested to see what they were going to do, because I'm like, obviously the mutants are going to be pissed. They're not going to want this to pass, because why would they? But it's run by racist people who are like, hey, no, you're all kind of screwed, which helped you relate a little bit more to the mutants, because before now, there wasn't really a whole lot of relating. It was more like, oh, you're the good guy, so I relate to you. But now I'm relating to them on a fact of, if I were a mutant, I wouldn't want to be cured, probably. I feel like there would be nothing wrong with being a mutant. It's not your fault that you're a mutant. And that's kind of the thing, is should they be cured or should they not be cured? And you're always going to choose a side, which I think is brilliant and also really frustrating, because if you choose the other side saying that they should be cured, you're probably a racist. And I really liked watching that. And the issue is that it wasn't well developed enough. The way I'm describing it to you is the way I wish it was described to me through the movie, because it wasn't. That's really frustrating, because it's a cool freaking idea. It really is. It's frustratingly cool. That's the problem. And I really was connecting with that theory and that idea, and they just kind of took it away from me, and I was like, okay, fine. Whatever, I'm not that sad about it. But I do wish that they gave us a little bit more meat there. And also, the Dark Phoenix thing, I did not care for at all. I thought it was really boring. Mainly because the actress that plays her just kind of stands there all the time and doesn't really do anything, because why would you if you're playing this person who doesn't really do anything and just stands there? So I thought that was really boring, and I felt like she was probably pretty bored. I found that really frustrating, and I feel bad for the actress and for everyone that had to deal with that subplot, because it was really boring. But then by the end, they had to do something about it, because of course you do. And they were like, and the end of the script felt like they were like, ooh, forgot about Act 3. What are we gonna do? They're like, just have everyone meet and throw things everywhere, and then have Wolverine say some things, and then we'll end the movie. And I was like, whoa. Like, I felt like I had whiplash. And my suggestion would have been, if I had read the script in 2006, I would have said, hey, maybe we don't do Dark Phoenix right now and we just focus on this. And that's for two reasons. For one, it gives Cyclops a lot more time to grieve. It gives him an entire movie to get over the fact that she's dead, which means that in a future movie when they decide to do Dark Phoenix, they could bring her back and he would be even more devastated about the fact that she's back and she's not really her. That would have been really cool and really creative, and I was really frustrated that they didn't decide to go that route. And it also would have given us more time to focus on the mutant thing, and it's a lot of stuff that I really wanted to actually get to that we never did. So my suggestion would have been to make two separate movies. Make this one about the Cure, make the other one about Dark Phoenix, and make them come out, probably this one first and then Dark Phoenix last, simply because it gives more space. When the character comes back, when Jean Grey comes back, the audiences would be like, whoa, she's here. Of course, if you call it Dark Phoenix, they're gonna know, but don't call it Dark Phoenix and they won't know. I just feel like this was a really easy way to, like, fix every problem with the movie, and they just didn't. But the movie, it's not bad. Like, I like, again, interesting stuff, really interesting stuff. It's similar to how I feel about Civil War. It's like, yeah, it's fine. I didn't like Civil War as much as most other people. Some people consider it top tier MCU, and I don't. But I'm gonna go ahead and give X-Men The Last Stand a B. Have you guys seen this movie? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. It is on Disney Plus if you're curious as to where you could find it. That's where it is. Please consider subscribing because it really helps me out a whole lot. I would really appreciate it, as I always do. So thank you guys for watching. Share with your friends. And as always, keep watching movies and television. Stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.